I took a 3-day police motor officer course called Lock and Lean. This training was developed by Ben Wolf, a police motor officer and expert motorcyclist. This is actually a police motor officer course, but it's open to civilians. I'm going to bring you along my experience of taking the course. Now let's hop into it. On day 1, they teach you how to mount your motorcycle like a police motor officer. Let's have a listen.
Mount up!
Mount up!
Stand them up!
Stand them up!
Side stands up!
Side stand up!
Start your motor!
Start your motor!
The very first thing we did was we practiced going around corners without our brakes. This was quite difficult considering I always relied on my rear brake. We did this going left a few times, and then of course we turned around and started practicing doing it to the right. After a while I actually got the hang of it and realized I don't have to use so much rear brake. After we were done with each exercise, we had to dismount the motorcycle just like a motor officer.
Side stand down!
Side stand down!
Lock and lean left!
Lock and lean left!
Dismount!
Dismount!
Now that we practiced with no brakes, they let us use them again during our left and right turns, and this made it a whole lot easier. We took a little break because the weather started taking a turn for the worse, so I had to put on my rain gear. This didn't really worry me because I practiced in a downpour with Robert Simmons out in Columbus. Just because the ground was wet, I knew it wasn't going to limit my bike's capabilities. We actually have more traction than you think. The weather cleared up and we moved on to practicing turns from a stop, U-turns, and figure eights. I thought to myself, man, this is too easy. Maybe I should have went to a more advanced class. Well, until day 2 came around. On the second day, the instructors made me the class leader. Basically, I was in charge of getting the class on and off their bikes and make sure we all parked in a straight line like motor officers. Let's just say, parking isn't as easy as it looks. First thing that morning, the instructors wanted me to get all the bikes in a straight line. I had the other students follow me so we could do just that. I thought we did a pretty good job.
Do it again.
Evidently, it wasn't up to the instructor's standards, so I tried again. Okay, this time it looks a lot straighter. Let's see what he thinks.
Back on your motorcycles. Let's get this line straight. Your motorcycles look like they fell out of the sky.
Well, third time's a charm, right? I brought them back around one more time and it finally met the instructor's standards. Who would have thought parking would be so tough? After that whole fiasco, they introduced us to the setup for the keyhole. It's pretty much a U-turn, so how hard could it be? After all, I practiced this a lot before I came to the course and was successful. And this is where I was quickly humbled. It was at this exact moment I knew I screwed up. I want to recognize how dedicated my instructor Wade was. He fixed the cone before checking on me. Now that's true dedication. I dusted myself off and picked the bike up. Then I identified what I did wrong.
What did you do?
I feel like when I'm turning left, I'm sucking in the clutch.
You are.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you're killing the power.
After that hard fall, it really messed with me. I kept on making mistakes. I was in my own head. We moved into day 3 and I was unsure if I'd be able to pass the course. I practiced some U-turns, figure eights, and one of my favorites, the double offset serpentine. I finally got out of my own head and successfully passed the course. Let's go ahead and talk to some of the students to see what they thought of the course. First up, we got this gentleman. Tell him your name.
My name is Alan Chumbu.
How long have you been riding?
I've been riding for 5 years.
How well were your skills when you got here?
I would say that I was medium rider. I wasn't the basic rider, but I wasn't the expert as well. So I was medium.
How do you feel after taking this course?
Well, my skill set just increased. Now I know a lot of things that I didn't know before, right? How to use your space, how to negotiate a turn, how to attack the dead zone. Really, that's helped me. And I've done things that I couldn't believe I would be able to do. So my skill set just went up like 2 levels.
We have to go and see exactly what he was doing this on. What kind of motorcycle he's got. Let's go take a look. Look at this right here. See this right here? This wide ass tire. We all know what that does. Prevents you from leaning as much. Alan was here and he said, I can't do an 18-foot U-turn on this thing. And what'd you do?
I did 17-foot U-turn?
He topped it and did about 17 feet. So absolutely awesome. Let's take a look at his bike. You said there's a 19 Breakout?
Yeah, 2019 Breakout.
Yeah, this thing,
Harley Davidson.
absolutely beautiful.
And then I got the crash bar engine guard and I got it from Simon. Recommended it. And he's right. These engine guards are beautiful. Love them.
You got anything else to say, Alan?
Now, I would say that I would encourage any rider, if you have an opportunity to train with Lock and Lean, please do so. I mean, a team of professionals that teach the basics, and I'm telling you, you will come out of that training better than you came in.
All right, man. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure to meet you, Joe.
And, all right, guys, we're here with another student that took the course. Introduce yourself, sir.
Mark Sangillo, and I'm from New York State.
How long have you been riding a motorcycle?
On and off, raced motocross, started riding mini bikes at 8-9 years old, was off them for 8 years before last year when I bought my Road King Police and got heavily into this.
So he's got a Police Road King too, and he was doing the course on that and did fantastic. So what did you think about the course?
I think the course is great. I think the instructors made the whole class even better between the humor and their ability to keep saying things different ways till you get it.
Right,
And then to come and work with you on those things you're not doing so well with.
right.
Several people in this class they spent a lot of time with, and the change is amazing.
Yes.
I can't see the change in me, but I can think I feel it.
Yeah.
You can probably see the change in me, but I can't.
No, you did great. Now, after taking this course, would you suggest it to others?
Absolutely. I'm signing up for 102 next.
Yeah.
I'm not done with this.
Yeah, this is where they get you guys. You take the first class, and then they hook you in. So then you have to do, I think there's like 5 other courses that you can take with them. What do you think the biggest thing that you're taking away from this course?
Their lock and lean thing really helps me get my bars to lock and do a tighter turn. And then my ability to use my space and know where my front tire is
Okay.
and not make something smaller than it needs to be.
Right, yeah. Got anything else that you want to add?
Take the class. It could save your life.
That it could. So,
It's been a pleasure.
yeah, it's been a pleasure. Nice meeting you.
Same here.
We're here with another student that was in the course. You want to introduce yourself, sir?
My name is Michael Stanley. I live in Tinton Falls, New Jersey.
What ended up bringing you to this course?
I've known about the course for a couple of years. I wanted to be able to improve my low speed skills, and I realized that it's not just about cones, it's not just about running patterns, it's about bonding with your bike, it's about life-saving stuff.
And you're actually a basic rider coach, right?
Yes, I'm an MSF rider coach.
This class is almost for everybody unless you're very brand new. Take the basic rider course first.
Right.
But even other instructors and expert riders are coming out here to take this course. With you already being a basic rider instructor, what's the biggest takeaway that you got from this course?
Some people may think it's about cones, it's about riding cone patterns, but it's not. It's about improving life-saving skills.
Right.
And there is a progression that the MSF has that can lead up to this. But even without that progression, it was proven here by one of our other riders that we really can be successful at this, that the techniques that they teach, the methods, the low-key approach, it really all adds up. It's a really good course.
You got anything else that you want to add?
I just can't emphasize enough how good this course is. It's not just about a piece of paper. You have to earn, the passing with this. It.
Right. Yeah.
It's a good course. It's a really good course.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's been a pleasure talking to you, meeting you, and great job out there.
Thanks.
We're here with another student. You want to introduce yourself?
Vadim.
What brought you to this course here?
I've just wanted the slow speed skills. I ride mostly in New York City, and you rarely go over 25 miles an hour in the New York City streets, and I feel like these are skills that are very relevant to what I do every day.
How long have you been riding a motorcycle?
About 10 years.
What's your biggest takeaway that you got from this class?
Well, I learned how to pick up my bike properly, and I also completely lost the fear of dropping it, because before that seemed like the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah.
Now we've done it so many times over this weekend that it seems like no big deal. And just, I feel that I'm more in control of the bike, and I feel that I am just more aware of what's going on.
Did you pass the course?
I did not pass the course.
From your viewpoint of coming here and not passing the course, do you think it's still worth it?
Absolutely. I had no idea that there was a test or a certificate at the end of it. I don't really have a need for the certificate, but I do feel like I'm walking away with some good skills, and I think it was definitely worth the while.
At the end of the day, the certificate's just a piece of paper. The main value of taking this course is gaining the knowledge that you can bring back home with you. So do you think you'll come back here and take it again?
Yeah, I think I will take it again. I'm interested in taking the 102 class as well. Again, I'm not interested in competing, so the certificate is really not that important to me, but I do think that even from just spending the time here and practicing and getting the feedback from the instructors is definitely worth your while.
What exactly were you riding? This bad boy right here.
1991 Electroglide.
Woo! Oldie but goodie. So tell me a little bit about it.
I love this bike. I bought this bike about 10 years ago. It was basically on its way out of this world. I bought it for $5,000. Everything on it's new. The engine crapped out on cross-country trips. It's a new SNS motor. It's got a Morris Magneto on it. It's chain drive as opposed to its original belt drive. It's got Brembo disc brakes on it.
Wow.
It's got some LED lights that we just put on. It's got a whole new life to it.
What were you saying about not locking your bike and stuff?
Yeah, I live in Brooklyn. I don't lock this bike because for a while the lock wasn't working so well. I had to change the spring out, and I just learned that nobody wants to steal the bike. You know, if somebody wants to put their time and effort into stealing a motorcycle, it's probably not going to be this one. I think that's perfect for a city bike. I love it. I don't want any other bike.
What he said was nobody wants a purple bike, so I guess that's a good philosophy.
Let's see what your feedback is on that. Does anyone want a purple bike?
Yeah, let me know down in the comments how many of you would steal this purple bike right here. Let me know. Been a pleasure. Nice meeting you, and get out in that parking lot and keep on practicing, man.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys. Now I'm here with one of the instructors. Introduce yourself. What's your name?
David Fairley.
This guy, he's a firecracker. When you're on the course and you're doing something wrong, he'll yell at you and have no remorse. So he yelled at me a couple times, but the reason behind it drives it into your head. So how long have you been teaching this course for Lock and Lean?
Since 2021, we got certified. Ben decided to open up the course to expand it past Illinois.
When you became an instructor here, did you find out about the class and then went through the entire class and then decided you wanted to be an instructor, or did Ben approach you?
Ben had asked, I had asked originally some years before about if he was interested in doing it. He took his time because he wanted to make sure he did it right, didn't want to do anything like half-assed.
Right.
And then he, at the October of 2020, he said, "Would you like to teach for me?" And I said, "Maybe." And he says, "Do you want to be part of our competitive team?" And I went, "Maybe." And we talked, we went over it a few times, and I agreed to what the circumstances and conditions were going to be. It wasn't asked, he didn't ask anything out of us that we wouldn't normally do. And I said, "Sure."
Dave was a great instructor. Dave, it was awesome. You taught me a lot.
You learned a lot. You did great. You really did. Fantastic. Especially it was a new bike to you.
Right.
It wasn't the bike you expected to bring.
Right.
Right. Everybody knows if you have a Harley, you need at least two because one's going to be broken.
Right.
So, but you did great. You killed it. You did fantastic. Your reception and to learning was fantastic. Over the top. Your receptors were good, and we loved watching your facial expressions a few times when we talked about the lean forward technique and then the reasons why and stuff, and your eyes like lit up like that all makes perfect sense.
Right. Yeah.
And it was like, yes. And so you got it from the beginning. So that was very cool. All we had to do is just reinforce what you already knew from the classroom section.
Thanks again, Dave. Appreciate it.
Welcome.
And now I'm over here with the instructor. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure, I'm Wade Smith. I'm an instructor for Lock and Lean. We're here in Leesport, Pennsylvania at Classic Harley-Davidson. We just finished teaching the 101. Joe's one of our star students.
No, I wouldn't say that.
I would.
A star that slammed off his bike super hard.
If you're not falling off your motorcycle, you're not trying.
That's true, but I don't want to fall off of that Pan America again until I get the crash.
There we go. I would recommend engine guards on there for sure.
Yeah. Wade, how long have you been teaching the Lock and Lean 101?
Let's see, this is my second full year.
How did you come across Lock and Lean?
Actually, it started way back in 2003. I was looking for, I'd seen the Indianapolis police drill team, and it was something I wanted to do. And nobody was teaching, so I happened to run across Jerry Palladino. I was working in Florida, and I took some of his classes. He finally got tired of me, and he sent me to one of his instructors up in Maryland, Dave.
Okay.
And Dave pointed me towards Doug Wolf. That's Ben's father. And I took all of Doug's classes. He had a basic, advanced 1, and advanced 2. And at the end of advanced 2, he said, why don't you go see my son Ben? So I went to Lock and Lean. I was there for a little bit. Ben asked me to become part of the team. I think that was in 2016. Then 2 years ago, he approached me to be an instructor.
Very cool. Very cool. One question that I could ask, who do you think this course is for?
We like to have students that have some experience. We like them to have basic clutch control, throttle control. We like them to be a little bit comfortable with their motorcycle. If we throw you into this course and you're stone cold, it can be difficult. This is not a beginner's course.
Right.
It's the first 3 days of the Lock and Lean Police Motor School.
Now, I do want to mention, Wade let me hop on his police motor and go around the course. I felt like I was a completely different person. Let's go ahead and take a look at your bike real quick. As far as setup goes, I'll let Wade explain it, but it's more than just technique too. It's also about the setup. So what do we got over here, Wade?
This is essentially a stock Harley-Davidson police road K. They come with a single seat, a single rider seat. We make some modifications, but what we're doing is modifying the motorcycle to fit us a little better. You can see we have a riser that raises the seat up, the back of the seat up. And what that does is that pushes us forward onto the tank. When we sit on the motorcycle, we want to be what we call in the attack position, something like this. So most of the seat is behind me. I'm sitting halfway on the tank and halfway on the seat. That prepares us to move the bars, the handlebars, full, lock to lock, without locking our elbow. So we're not sitting back like this. We're in the attack position.
Right. Now, as far as your brake goes, how's your brake set up over here?
I have a soft brake. What that does is that lowers the brake pedal so I can apply and release the brake easier. The length of the brake pedal is based on how tall the person is, how tall the rider is.
I can vouch for that soft brake. I have a video on it. Go and check it out. It'll completely change your life if you got a touring motorcycle, one of these Road Kings. What else do you have in your setup that kind of helps you here?
Tires. We like to use Shinko tires. That's a softer rubber compound. It's particularly a benefit when the course is wet. The tires don't last quite as long, but they grip much better.
Let's take a look at his tires real quick.
Those tires were new in January.
Yeah, these tires were new in January, and you can see the sides are worn more than the actual tread in the front here. And got anything else?
We have engine guards because we drop the motorcycle from time to time. So
right, motorcycle drop guards.
They protect the motorcycle when it's on its side.
Yep, definitely. Any motorcycle, if you can get crash protection, go ahead and get it.
Now we can pick the motorcycle up and everybody can see how we do it.
Very good. I want to thank Wade for coaching me, him and Dave, both great coaches. If you guys want to do a Lock and Lean course, go on their website and look up their class dates, and I highly suggest you doing it. Wade,
it's a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure myself. All right, guys, as always, this is Joe Go with Joe Go Motorcycle Adventures, and until next time, ride on.